Hip hop. So my first question there is, how do you feel about Christian hip hop today, since you've been in it for a while, compared to how it used to be? Do you feel like it's better, worse, different? Any thoughts?
Hey. So, man, the relationship I have with Christian hip hop is, man, it's. So I'll start with this. So I said 2003. In 2004 is when I met KJ, which he's a mutual friend of ours, and I, was sending my demos out to all these people and writing letters, and he had this fan club, and it was like I was trying to catch a bite on just getting into the community of Christian hip hop, right? And that led me down this, into this journey of getting into the community. And so I will say this about it, which everything changes, but I can honestly say, man, that right now I have no idea what's going on. There was a point in time where, and some people will say, like, it's a lot of the older guys will say sometimes, oh man, we've experienced this before. Like back in the day, there were certain artists like, LA Symphony or Grits or John Rubin or Tunnel Rats that were on this side of the argument, and then you had like the cross movements and lap mode and the theologians that were, or theological rap, whatever you want to call it, Bible-based rap, that were on this side of the argument.
Right.
The thing about that time though is that you could clearly see the two sides. Right. And a lot of the discussion that was being had, some of the points on both sides were valid points.
Mm-hmm.
It was a healthy debate, even though behind the scenes, I don't know what's going on because I wasn't really behind the curtain at that time. Now, I don't know who's where or what, or who's on this side or what do we do? Like, what are we even doing? And there's a lot of talented artists, bro. There's a lot of talented artists. And I just can't put my finger on it. Like I would listen to LA Symphony because I knew what I was going to get from LA Symphony.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would listen to Cross Movement because I knew what I was going to get from Cross Movement. It just feels like there is no balance right now.
Yeah, I feel you.
And things are just kind of topsy-turvy to where it's like, I just don't know. I don't know what's going on, dog. Like I really, you know what I mean? And to be honest, I don't listen to a whole lot of it. If I do listen to Christian hip hop, I listen to a lot of old stuff.
Older, yeah.
Like, 2004, 2005 was like that's like the sweet spot for me for Christian hip hop. So yeah, man. I hope that answers your question.
No, it does.
I really don't know. I don't know.
I really appreciate your perspective in particular because it's like, so I consider you an OG, and even more so because I am about brand new to Christian hip hop. Like, I'm not even one of those kids that grew up, like I had the last interview was with my guy, or 2 interviews ago with my guy Coop. He's like 18. He talked about how he knew about Christian hip hop and was introduced to Lecrae when he was like real young in church. I've known about Lecrae, but I didn't really know Christian hip hop was a thing until basically around when I joined, like 3-4 years ago. So like, whenever I hear the newer, like for me, I was making music that was kind of faith-based already, just because I was a Christian making music. So it's gonna show. But I didn't know there was a space for it. And so once I found it, I was like, oh, this is perfect. This is for me. Then I started hearing people saying like, oh, it's not the same, and it used to be different, and this is that. And I didn't know because I didn't have anything to compare it to. So I go back and listen to older stuff, and then of course listening now, especially now in 2020, I can see the differences, and I can see how people are like, oh, it used to be this way, it used to be better. So I really respect your opinion. Father first. I respect it.
No, man, that's very interesting though, because one of the things that I've noticed, and as a like, I get the OG thing all the time, which I'm fine with. But getting older in any type of space, right? In any space, whether it's basketball, whether it's you're a carpenter, whether you're a plumber, whatever the case may be, when the new generation comes in,
right,
you may have spent 30 years doing whatever it is that you're doing. There's gonna always be a level of, or a sense of, you don't know what you're talking about, or you're just reminiscing on the good old days, or there's always going to be that sense of that. But then in addition to that, the fear that I had, I don't even want to call it fear, right? But what I think about, and I try not to go over this in my mind all the time, is that what I have contributed gets lost. Not from a sense of, oh, Dre Murray is a top 10.
Right.
Like, I don't care about that, right? But just the
message,
just the message and what was done at that time, not just from me, but other artists that were around that time, because of the way the platform is, or the genre, subgenre is, the structure of it. There is nobody upholding the history of it. And so when someone like you comes in, that's you obviously with your, you love Star Wars and you love and I could just tell from the few interactions that we've had, you're someone that's intentional and thoughtful. And so you're going to go and research and look. Most artists are not.
Nope.
and then aside from that, most consumers or people that are listening to the music are not.
Yeah.
And so it's not even about, putting somebody on a list, because that's the big deal.
Right.
What it is about for me is that there's a wealth of other artists that had amazing music that artist just gone.
Just lost, yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we're like starting over again, and instead of in certain genres in the music industry, there's this history that just keeps going and going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is just a race. Yeah.
And it's something to think. It's crazy.
Not gonna lie. So when I was younger, I would say, like, you know how we all go through this identity crisis type thing when we're younger.
That's good.
Yeah, kind of. Like you don't want to be like
friends, indie friends.
Oh, okay.
So
do wonders like AI anomalies.
I know that, right? Saga, who was
on the same beats. You're definitely more lyrical. So like you're not.
I actually knew a guy in Miami that he was going to the same church.
And I tweeted like last week that someday I'm gonna have a song with him. I don't know how it's gonna happen, but it's gonna happen.